We played this song for our man of the hour.
That was pretty appropriate.
You better believe it. Served it up just for you. President Trump agreeing to a 90-day trade war ceasefire to hash out trade negotiations with China. If there's no deal by then, China can expect the president to make good on his threat of hiking tariffs to 25% on $200 billion.
Our next guest calls this move a huge sigh of relief. Here to explain, host of Varney and Company on the Fox Business Network, Stuart Varney. Good to see you again, sir.
Good morning, all.
So,
Emily, good to see you.
So in the initial reaction, it seems to me the markets are going to say, wait a second, they have a pause here, and that's good, but there's a lot of work still to be done.
I'm not going to forecast what the stock market does on Monday morning. I'm not going to try that. I think it will be very positive. The market and the economy, and Americans generally, I think, wanted a ceasefire and a truce. And that's what we've gotten. After the dinner on Saturday night, there's this agreement whereby we do not impose these much higher tariffs on January the 1st. They agree to buy a lot of new stuff from us, manufacturing and farm products in particular. Here's the problem. You've got 90 days, and this was the deadline set by President Trump. You've got 90 days to negotiate and get a deal on much more difficult topics, namely China's continuing theft of our intellectual property, a lot of software being stolen, plus their forced acquisition, forced takeover of America's superior technology. Now, if they don't have a deal in 90 days, the president says those 25% major tariffs, they're back on again. So he's maintaining a very hard line in a very difficult situation to come to a final agreement.
Ultimately, it's not a symbolic victory is not enough to re-level the playing field. Is there enough time? Is 90 days enough to sort out those big issues and get a real win for our country in the trade imbalance?
They've been talking for a long time now. This is just an extra 90 days on top of it. I have to believe that there is some give and take on those major issues beneath the surface. I don't know whether to be optimistic or not about a long-term positive deal.
Is China scared?
You are right.
Are they in their heels a little bit?
Yes, they are. Their economy is really suffering. It's slowing down. Now, Xi Jinping, he's got to deal with the Chinese people. You get prosperity. You get whopping great big economic growth. In return, we, the communists, keep power in Beijing. That's the deal. If that road to prosperity is interrupted, and it could well be with a trade war with America, Xi's got a problem. So he's under great pressure, clearly.
Great point.
Now, the President Trump, he says that he's going to terminate NAFTA shortly, and he's giving lawmakers 6 months to approve the replacement that he signed during the G20. What are your thoughts on that?
Hardline Trump all over again. He's saying, look, NAFTA, the old NAFTA, it's gone. I'm going to formally terminate it very, very soon. It's gone. You got 6 months. Hey, you Democrats in Congress, you got 6 months. You've got to agree to the new USMCA, which I think benefits America significantly. If there's no agreement after 6 months, then the old NAFTA is gone, the new USMCA is gone, and you're back to no man's land, essentially, which would be very negative for everybody's economy. So, Emily, lots of pressure on the Democrats. Get this thing done.
And then how would you respond to, say, Democrat Chuck Schumer, who voted nay on NAFTA in 1993, continued to say it was terrible and doesn't like this new proposed agreement either? How do you put that pressure on him to actually get a result if we haven't seen a result from him in 25 years?
Well, if the Democrats don't agree to this new USMCA and they pitch us into the no man's land of no agreement at all, Canada, Mexico, the U.S., then the Democrats could be held responsible for economic chaos. That could be hung around the Democrats' neck, and I'm sure that President Trump will do exactly that.
Speaking about chaos, it was only a couple weeks ago on this show.